ルーンの導くままに。
Hey everyone, Silverox is here, and the units coming this week to Octopath Traveler COTC is the long-awaited power couple of Runelaune the Rune Lord and War Richard the War Master. This video will be focusing on Alaune EX2, or as commonly known in the community, Runelaune. So what does Runelaune do? Her role of review: she is a warrior, and her role is Rainbow DPS for magic. Special abilities is using her runes, she can grant the front row of very powerful buffs, follow-up attacks, and then using her ultimate hit 18 times via 3 hits of each element. Preferred weapons: brilliant swords for more damage cap. If she is struggling to reach cap for you, then you can use fortune swords for better magic stats if needed, because if you're not reaching cap, then there's no point in using brilliant swords for more cap if you're not even reaching cap to begin with. Preferred accessories: Terra A4 if you got it, otherwise magic-based damage cap as much as you can spare. Passive skills / latent power. Her basic passive is her latent power, which has 0 cooldown for like forever. You can just use it infinitely, and it's really broken, so that's kind of cool. It changes all her skills to the following runes for 1 turn. She can use Hero Rune, which is a self 30% physical attack, magic attack crit, plus 50,000 damage cap, plus magic crit, plus raise crit multiplier to 1.4 times for 6 to 9 turns. The Arcane Rune, which is a current self follow-up attack when using magic attack with a 2-hit AoE neutral element attack that explodes all elements for 6 to 9 turns. And then the Diffusion Rune, which grants self-rune of diffusion for 6 to 9 turns, and Rune of Diffusion makes all buff skills that target self-effect front row. So if you use the Diffusion Rune first, both the Hero and Arcane Rune will then now affect the entire front row. Her 1-star passive is when spending 1+ BP, gain priority. This is a passive that is either very useful to make sure that she gets her buffs out to affect everybody when you're using BP, since she doesn't use BP to ult, doesn't matter there. But this is also a passive that you could potentially disable if that is messing with your setup, because the people that you need to get the buffs are not in the front row yet. Her going first could also be bad. So just kind of plan that out with your speed tuning. Her 3-star passive is that she grants herself 15% physical attack, magic attack up, plus 15% damage up when hitting weaknesses. The 6-star skill evolution is that all effects are now for front row, and also grants the front row a 15% elemental damage up. So by existing, she's also giving the front row a whole bunch of awesome buffs. TP passive is that if an attack / ultimate used by Alaune EX2 has 2 or more elements to it, increase its final damage up by 20% to a max of 120%, and reduce its SP cost by 5% to a max of 30% per additional element the skill / ultimate has. Just as a reminder, final damage up is potency up, but stackable. So it's just really strong. TP level 2 enhancement, final damage up increases from 20% to 30% per element up to 180% max, and the SP cost reduction increases from 5 to 10% to a 60% max. The TP2 priority for her, this is mandatory. This massively increases her overall damage output on her ultimate by 60%, which is just super necessary because her ultimate is designed to be super weak, so it's designed to make use of this. This is kind of a note for how a lot of future units too. A lot of future units, like, they put all of their mandatory stuff behind TP2 to force you to save your resources up for them or pull more to get more resources if you're not a big spender. For her skills, her base kit, she has a 3-hit single target sword, and then a 1-hit single target fire, ice, lightning, and wind, with and then an AoE 10% sword / elemental resistance down for 2 to 5 turns. And then a 2-hit single target sword, plus a 1-hit single target fire, ice, lightning, and wind, plus restore 1 BP to the front row. And then a self HP barrier equal to 10 to 40% of own max HP, plus self SP stock equal to 5 to 30% of own max SP. She has a single target 15% elemental resistance down for 2 to 5 turns, and then at max boost, also implant 4 stacks of fire, ice, lightning, wind, dark, and light weaknesses. Like 4 stacks of each. Her 4-star skill is a self HP regen, 5% SP regen, and 1 BP regen for 3 to 6 turns. And then she has a 1-hit single target fire, ice, lightning, wind, dark, and light, plus restore 1 BP to front row. At max boost, the attack becomes AoE instead. And then a 2-hit single target sword plus 1-hit single target dark and light. That always reduces shield points for both, and at max boost, double cast this skill. And their TP active skill is grant self rehabilitate plus 10% physical / elemental resistance up, plus 10 to 40% damage taken reduction for 3 to 6 turns. The TP level 2 enhancement increases the resistance up from 10 to 15%, and the damage reduction from 10 to 40% to 20 to 50%. The TP2 priority for this is mid, because in DPS teams she won't be using this, but this can be a very powerful tank skill she can grant to the entire front row via her diffusion rune, as this would make it 65% damage reduction. So there's actually several niche uses for this. It's just that if you're using her in active DPS teams, you just don't have the turn economy to use this also. For her EX skill plus ultimate technique, her EX skill has 1 total use, unlocked from turn 4 onwards. And what it does is it grants self 30% damage up when hitting weaknesses, 100% potency up, plus 1 shield damage when hitting weaknesses with elemental attacks, and raise the limit for active physical attack, magic attack, and crit to 50%, and finally adds 50% of Alaune EX2's physical defense / magic defense to physical attack / magic attack respectively for 3 to 6 turns. And remember that this can be given to the entire front row via her diffusion rune, which is a really, really strong skill. The biggest flaw to it is that you have to wait to turn 4 to use it. For her ultimate technique, it's a damage class ultimate called Valgar's Blade. It is a 1-hit AoE fire, ice, lightning, wind, dark, and light attack, then reuses ultimate. At 200% gauge, reuse it a 3rd time, making it 18 hits. At ultimate level 10, the power scales to 1 times 25 power per hit, and at ultimate level 20, the power scales to 1 times 35 power per hit. And at ultimate 20, it has a 40% starting charge, 25% charge per BP, 50% with AU, 7 BP to fully charged, 4 BP with AU. 200% gauge activation, super burst. This ult gains a bonus stackable 50% potency up to its damage. This is very important. And because at that point, you're only using it 200% to get 18 hits, and you're getting 50% more potency up. You need that badly. And then the AU priority, definitely AU before normal awakenings, unless you have Terra A4 plus Aviette, then you can A1 first for the stats if needed. But in general, you're gonna want to AU this first. And in case you're wondering, like, oh my goodness, her ult's so weak, whatever am I gonna do? See, you don't have to really worry about that, because that's what her passive is for if you have TP2, because the final damage up 180%. If you have her EX skill or somebody else giving her potency up, that's another 100% potency up, plus the 50% potency up from the super burst. If you have all of that on her ultimate at ultimate level 20, she's doing 18 times 294 power instead of from the base 35. All of those potency ups that stack take it to 294 power. She's fine, trust me. For Awakenings plus A4 accessories plus TP2 bonus, A1 extra stats for stat conversion buff is really nice. A2 is a luxury, it's not needed at all, trust me, because you have her runes. A3 HP is always good. A4 accessories called the Rune of Hope. It gives 60 SP, 150 magic attack, and negative 20 crit. It grants the wearer the ability to crit with magic, and when using 3 plus BP, grant self dead aim and increase crit damage by 15%. The A4 tier rating for this is B tier. It has good stats, but no damage cap for a damage-focused accessory, so there's no need for this. If your shard income is really healthy, you can shard for it if you really want, but it's really not necessary for any kind of build or fight, because dead aim is very easy to get now. TP level 2 bonus from having both TP passive and actives being level 2. All allies gain 15,000 damage cap up for fire, ice, lightning, wind, dark, and light attacks. TP2 priority is high. Normally, this is the worst kind of bonus, but in Rainbow Team specifically, it's alright since it boosts every element's damage cap, and that's where she's going to be used most is in Rainbow Teams. Optimal skill loadout / battle flow. Skill 1, 1-hit single target of each element, AoE at max boost. This is her best second turn of break attack if you lack Terra A4. Skill 2, self HP regen / SP regen / BP regen. Becomes front row with Rune of Diffusion. Skill 3, self rehabilitate plus physical / elemental res up plus damage taken reduction. This is used for support, or if you have to stall and you have more time and actually able to use it, then you can do that to just massively reduce damage taken if you have the Rune of Diffusion up for the entire front row. And then skill 4, the single target elemental resistance down, plus implant 4 stacks of every element at max boost. Swap that around if you want. This is only really needed if you don't have someone that's able to implant and you need her to do it. It's not optimal to have her do it, but it is an option. For battle flow, Alaune EX2 is exceedingly powerful, but is also very action selfish, meaning she wants to act every turn in a row for better setups. Generally, you want to activate her latent power and start the battle with her Rune of Diffusion, then use both her other runes to also apply those effects to the entire front row, with the follow-up attack rune being the most important for every DPS to get. If you are not breaking until turn 5+, then use her EX skill on turn 4 to give all those effects to the front row as well. For speed clears, just make sure every DPS in your front row for Rainbow gets her follow-up attack buff, as that is by far the most important buff. Use BP where needed to charge her ult to be ready to nuke. For other teams outside Rainbow, she can be a powerful support option as well, just be sure her Rune of Diffusion is active first. The Rainbow meta team is now complete for unit synergy. Zerk, follow-up attacks and all her hits from her ult and massive damage herself. Oswald, more follow-up attacks and great debuff support. Lynette EX, great passive buffs for the Rainbow team and ultimate implants. Setzer locks Lynette EX's implants to fully unleash her power and allow Rainbow to hit everything. Aviette, ultimate buffs / damage cap / ult charge with her EX skill, double cast Divine Beasts and passive regen. Edgar, amazing ultimate and debuff support options. Isla, god tier magic buffing ultimate and passive magic attack increase. Shanna, extreme survivability support if Aviette isn't enough, and BP. Rondo EX, extra ice follow-up attack and massive damage cap for the ice hits and all allies damage cap buff. Moruso EX, rainbow buff if needed if you do not have the Lynette EX / Setzer combo, or if the enemy is immune to implants. Yes, that is a thing that enemies can get. You've probably noticed that in some wave battles and other future fights as well, there are going to be enemies that are just straight up immune to getting a weakness implant added, therefore you'll need to use the rainbow buff or other options if you intend to use rainbow teams. Ultimate damage cap up as well for Moruso EX. Alright, so to pull or not to pull plus overall rating. Global's rainbow meta reaches its peak with Runelaune joining the fray. Adding an obscene amount of damage potential with her follow-up attacks, 18-hit ultimate and more, things will melt even faster as the replacement for Lemaire is here. Besides her insane rainbow DPS potential, she can also function as a very potent support in other teams via her awesome buffs. Overall, just an exceptional unit with a lot of versatility and options. She's been long awaited by many for good reason. And yeah, the 18-hit ult, that's just her by herself. If you count all the follow-up attacks that she gives herself, including Oswald and Zerk, her ult hitting 29 times, that's absurd. Like, one move doing 29 hits, that's insane. Anyway, it's actually 30 hits if Rondo EX is in the back row too, and up to 33 if Realm was also there. So, you know, you could do really crazy things if you really wanted to. Anyway, as always, pull advice is just advice. Please pull and play your own way. Tier 4, free to play, A0 is plenty, shard for AU later. Tier 3, low spend / passes, same deal, get one in bail, shard dupes later. Tier 2, Dolphin, A0 is plenty, can chase AU if lacking Terra A4 if needed. Terra A4 just lets you not need AU because you probably have Aviette, so you don't have to worry about the slower charge speed in her ult, so you're good. Tier 1, Whale, A4 AU. Overall rating, DPS SS, Support SS, Heal A, Tank S, Overall tier SS, to no one's surprise. She's just an exceptionally good unit in Global's environment because she just has the team that just maximizes her damage because we already have Zerk and Oswald and all those characters, so we just have an excessively powerful Rainbow option team, and it's just going to melt. Like, I'm going to be making a video in the upcoming week where I can do well over 100 hits in a single turn because of her. It's insane. Like, and the damage melting is just, everything's going to melt. It's going to massively increase the amount of damage you can do in one turn. Properly set up, it's just absurd. But anyway, that's my review for Alaune EX2 or Runelaune. Thanks everyone that watches the video. Please like and subscribe for more COTC content to come. All the support means the world. As with my disability, I can't do normal work, so trying to make it as a full-time content creator, even in a smaller game like this, is very difficult, so all the support matters a lot to me. If you'd like to directly support the channel, please consider checking out the channel memberships option below, as there are a lot of exclusive perks that I offer to people that do support the channel, so please consider that. And otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and have a wonderful day. See you later.